hot, but I'm fine. And radio. Where are you guys from?
Pardon me?
You from here?
Yeah.
Michelle Media. I was young. Yes, we were all. Right next to the church. Which side? Other side is better for me. Yep. Yep. And I got a shot. I got a speaker. No, I got a shot from Karen. It was fine.
Thank you.
Everybody good? So good morning. Again, my heart goes out to the families of Daniel, Brandon, and Ryan. Today we're here to update you on some things. You're seeing a lot of activity, so we have some folks here to help with that. We'll do what we've been doing. Please hold your questions in. I'll come back up and I'll try and remember, and if I don't, it's okay to ask me to repeat the question, so I know there's been little feedback. We're not hearing the question, so I'm just answering, or someone's answering. I will try and remember to at least paraphrase or somehow get the point of what question you're asking. Okay? So a lot of activity has been going on, a lot of work has been going on, a lot of technical folks. So we're going to talk about that here. So first I'll have Chief Carlson talk about some timeline and things that we've moved forward the last few days. Chief.
Thank you, Mayor. As Mayor Matson said, my name is Mike Carlston. I am the Fire Chief of the Davenport Fire Department. Last time I was in front of most of this group was Tuesday. I just want to kind of give an update with Davenport Fire Department and what our plan has been working since that point. Since that point, we have continuously, since this event has happened, we needed to work on securing specialized teams that could come and help us with the recovery efforts. With those efforts, we have talked to multiple larger communities throughout the nation who have had events similar to this. Almost daily, we have had phone calls with Miami-Dade, their fire department, and some of their city staff, just so that we can try to learn from lessons in other communities and make sure that we are doing things in according to the protocols that are established and best practices for this type of event. We have assembled a qualified team of specialized experts. We will have a representative from that team have a conversation with us here in just a minute. And these specialized experts are not only the state task force team from the Cedar Rapids Division and also from the Sioux City Division. We have plans in place to expand beyond their capabilities or timelines as needed. And we also have secured a specialized recovery team that can help with our USAR team to deconstruct the building so that we can actually continue our search throughout the building. Other items that we've been working on is we've had some challenges with the utilities and the infrastructure in the area. On the backside of that facility where we had potential failure from the building, Mid-America had a 13,000 volt transformer back there. For us to continue with some of our shoring efforts that we have done to try to secure the building, we had to make sure that we eliminated that transformer and take that out of the circuit. And for them, it took several days. That did not just control electrical control to that facility, but also portions of the downtown area. We finally got control of that building or control of that electrical equipment as of last night. And at that point, we were able to allow our search and rescue team to move forward some of their operations. I'll let the chief come up and kind of explain some of what his team has done since they've been on scene here since yesterday.
So now we'll have Chief Halloran from the Cedar Rapids Division for the Task Force 1. I can express my thanks for your team and all the folks that are part of that from all the different parts of the state. They were here early on Sunday, and they've continuously been in contact and working with us. So, Chief, please, I appreciate your time.
Good day. My name is Rick Halloran. I'm with the Cedar Rapids USAR Division as the USAR Chief. Yesterday afternoon, Iowa Task Force 1 was mobilized through the request through Davenport's Incident Command Team to provide assistance through the Iowa Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Management for a comprehensive urban search and rescue team. Iowa has two divisions of a task force team. One is based in Cedar Rapids and one is based in Sioux City. Both were mobilized yesterday as soon as possible to show up on site. In total, we have just under 50 people right here from the team. We are tasked with completing the recon of the building to search for survivors and those that may have been presumed to have perished inside the collapse. That search was completed before sundown last night. That has allowed us to move to the next phase of our mission, securing the building for control and recovery. Iowa Task Force 1 has installed exterior shoring on the walls deemed unsafe by our engineers. We are continuing to work with on-site commanders to provide search and rescue recovery capabilities in accordance with their needs. Iowa Task Force 1 will remain on site and will be engaged with this process, helping out the Davenport's command structure.
Let's hold on. Be good, Chief.
Yeah, my first name is R-I-C-K. Last name is Halloran, H-A-L-L-E-R-A-N.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, so I'll take a few questions. We'll take a few questions today. Please raise your hand. I'm only going to go to you once. So I'm going to start middle and go left to right. Okay, Sarah.
Why
And
did
whoever
the
you
city-
need to.
Why did the city wait until yesterday to activate this task force?
And the question was, why did the city wait?
Why did the city wait to activate the task force? I can tell you that I was on the phone. We have formal processes in place. The request was made on Wednesday. I have talked to the chief throughout the incident, and we had some groundwork and some things that we had to do and get in place before we could get the team back to actually do it. The first 24 to 36 hours that we were there, the building was in a constant state of motion, and we had to allow the building to settle a little bit before we could actually formalize on a solid plan that we could move forward and have their team come back to actually move forward. Until we worked on some of the pieces on our side, there wasn't much we could do with their team in that downtime. Is there anything else you want to add, Chief?
But you were here. Yes, sir. They were here Sunday night into Monday. Okay, thanks, Chief.
Hi, we appreciate that context, but the search for survivors was called off. And so for families, it does feel like there was a lag period that was avoidable. Could this search have been started sooner?
You were here Sunday.
Yeah, so we were here Sunday. We did do searches. This is a really dynamic situation, not just for the city of Davenport and the state, but all across the country. This is a large-scale event. So moving meticulously and accurately from the start to where we're at now takes time, and we need to be concerned for those that are in the site working as well as anyone else that could be inside.
Thank you, Chief. Okay. Anybody else? Ma'am, sorry.
Sorry, I'm just wondering a little bit about if you could describe the process of what your team does within the building.
The process description of the team.
Like specifically tearing down doors, possibly walls, those kinds of things, utility closets. I mean, which areas are you going into? Which areas do you avoid, and how do you go about that?
Yeah, really good question. We do what the building tells us to do. This building, as I've stated, is very dynamic. As the temperature rises up and down during the day, this building is expanding and contracting. So it's talking to us. It's telling us what it wants to do. So you mentioned utility closets or doors. Yes, we might have to go into them and look. Some of it is as much as we want to, we can't because the building's not letting us, or it's just too unsafe to do it without waiting to install shores. Some of that shoring we can do by ourselves, but to do some of the exterior shoring, we have to wait for utilities. Otherwise, we put pins down through the floor and pins into the wall. We could electrocute somebody. Now we've just made a really tragic situation worse. And so that's why you have to be so diligent and cautiously move forward in a step-by-step process throughout where we're sitting right now.
You mentioned the weather.
One more.
Does the water from the rain last night affect the building and what it's telling you?
Potentially, it depends on how much it's going to rain.
Okay, going back this way, sir.
Just to clarify, are you guys saying that the conditions didn't allow you guys to search from Monday afternoon to about Thursday morning, or was that a decision not to search between that time?
So you can tell you, but the only day that someone wasn't searching in the building was Wednesday.
And I mean the full urban search and rescue team that left Monday afternoon. Was that a decision, or was that the conditions of the building?
Y'all hear the question?
We have been in contact. We've coordinated our efforts with the actual USAR team to make sure that our efforts are in coordination with what their efforts are. We did have personnel searching the entire safe area that was deemed safe on Tuesday. Monday, the building was still in motion, and from the structural engineers we had in their evaluation, it was unsafe for us to go in at that point. Again, as it was stated, this is a very dynamic situation, very fluid. We are doing the best we can to balance the building conditions and the safety of our responders. And so typically, when we have responses like this, we focus on trying to get there in minutes or hours is how we time things. Unfortunately, something this large, we're looking at days and weeks of how we have to do things because it's a very thoughtful process that we have to move through and look at all the what-ifs before we make decisions. And I know that doesn't answer everything, but it's where we're at.
Sir?
Mayor, I have a two-part question for you. Have you had a chance to look at, to see some of the pictures that were released by you guys to them for people of the other night, just some of the building's
The
condition?
other night?
The documents that were released, have you had a chance to just look at some of the photos that were in there?
Yes?
Would you have felt comfortable having yourself or your family live in that building before it collapsed?
I can't answer. That's not part of, I'm terribly upset and sorrowful on what happened. My head has been in a lot of places. The condition seems of concern, but I wasn't inspecting it. And all we can do is try and do the best we can, so. Sir, and then ma'am.
When we talk about doing the best we can, Mr. Mayor, there's a lot of residents who feel like they aren't being heard. Are there any plans to do like a town hall or something like that where you can address them directly and the residents can voice their concerns to you?
I've met with families, and that's who the focus is on.
But there's more than just the families
Okay,
impacted.
I'm fully aware, and we're in front of you every day. Ma'am,
We've spoken to some businesses and residents in the area who are concerned about other buildings in the area. Are you aware of other buildings in the area with structural problems, and are you going to send teams in now to take another look at those
Yeah.
private buildings?
as I've said before, we're constantly looking at that.
And how is it going to be, are there going to be renewed efforts now?
Yes, we're looking at every cycle of inspection. One more, two more, and then we're done.
And three.
You get one a person.
This one. Okay. I was watching some videos of this sort of dog going through the rubble last night. It looked like in several spots, at least one in particular, there was a lot of barking. Can you guys touch on that? I mean, have there been any hits on either remains or potential survivors?
On to this one.
Yeah, the dogs have been on site and they have worked. They provide an alert to the handlers, and then the handlers decipher what that alert means through their training and expertise.
Have they had any solid hits?
They've had alerts that have given the handlers information to ascertain what that is. Canines are fantastic. They do wonderful things for us. Canines, like everybody, can be oversaturated at times. And so it's really hard to decipher after, because they get stressed too, just like we do. I mean, a lot of us probably have pets. And so we can understand when animals are stressed. And so as the dogs give alerts, the handlers then decipher those alerts best decided upon the environmental conditions that they're working in.
Thanks, Chief.
Going back to other buildings in the area, is there any kind of a timeline of when there might be inspectors sent or
Not at this-
assurances made to folks that are living or if they're visiting this other building?
Timeline of inspection, not a timeline today. But we are constantly, like this whole tragedy, we're constantly evaluating where, when, and what do we send and how we do that. Okay, last one.
Has anything been recovered as far as human remains or anybody found?
We can't disclose that yet.
Just one
That's-
more part. Just one more. Could this have?
Last one.
Would you have launched this sooner?
We launched it Sunday. Thank you for your time. Update.
Weekend
There-
news
There will be no
conferences?
more scheduled. If there's some significant update that we need to provide, either it will be provided in writing, or we will call you. But there is no scheduled update here till Monday.
Monday at 10.
But if
No
there-
2 p.m. No 2 p.m. today. The next scheduled one
Is
is
Monday.
Monday at 10.
Yep.
And if something happens that we need to get
If there's
information out,
something significant, we will get in touch with you. Thank you.